Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Betrayal at Krondor. We are back up at the temple. I have sold all of the excess stuff that I didn't want. The crossbows, I went down to Questor's View for those. All the armor, all that kind of stuff. So, let's go ahead and check out this temple. Maybe I need to... I guess I need to be a little bit closer. The colonnade was typical. Like most of Midkemia's places of worship, the temple's exterior was devoid of any kind of adornment that might be carried off by wandering thieves. I'd really like to know why it is that the priests who design these temples can't see fit to let someone know what god or goddess is being worshipped inside, Owen growled. Would a sign really be too much to ask for? I'm not sure if that's, actually canonical, or if that's just an inside joke, given the fact that all these buildings look the same. Anyway, incense swirled, striding between the columns of the temple. Locklear made for the heavy wooden doors, which had been sealed against the daylight, and which preserved the privacy of any ceremonies in progress. Pulling a tasseled rope which hung next to the door, he waited the response of the door warden. Oh, Temple of SIlban, not Killian. Okay. Yeah, the fire is still cold. Let's check out the teleporter. Alright, so we can go from the Temple of SIlban to the Temple of Ishap for 80 sovereigns, 88 sovereigns for the Temple of Killian. Oh, right, there is a Temple of Killian there. And the Temple of Sung down that way. So we have some quick travel. Honestly, though, I mean, other than the fact that it is just quick, you're better off just walking there and buying more rations. Let's go ahead and go further in. Locklear pulled the curtains aside. The rear section of the temple was as dramatic as was the meditation chamber. A large pool occupied the center of a lush courtyard and was hemmed in on all sides by an alabaster peristyle with climbing vines. Cloistered immediately off the open area were several arches, doorways either blocked by heavily woven curtains or choked with clouds of obscuring incense. Let's go ahead and talk. A priest escorted them. Expecting a chamber in keeping with the rest of the grandeur of the temple, Locklear was startled when they were led into a cramped room where an old woman sat reading through a sheaf of papers. Glancing up, the high priestess squinted at them, then shook her head. "You will excuse me, but I was expecting someone else," she said, laying aside the papers she had been reading. "A few days ago I sent a summons to one of our faithful, a Franklin that lives to the north of Egley." "I doubt he would have been able to get to you," Owen replied. "We ran into a band of men just outside the temple who seemed bent on killing any that came up the road." The priestess exhaled loudly. "The Quagian fever is spreading here, and likely those were more men infected with it. If you were to go to him and tell him the way is clear, I would consider it a very great favor." Looking back down at the tracks scattered in her lap, as long as they're not chick tracks, she rubbed at her eyes. "You'll forgive me, but I really must get back to work on these. Please see yourselves out. Goddess blessing on you." Okie dokie. So we need to talk to someone down the road. I think we can do that. Just not yet. Alright, so the road does split here, and if we take a look at the map, this one branch goes up this way, which I'm not going to go to, and then this one goes over to Hawk's Hollow. I'm not actually going to transition there, but we'll see if there is anything of interest this way, up until we get to the transition area. Am I on the right things? I am not on the right things. It's a good thing that I checked. So I got haggling on Locklear up to 84%. Weaponcraft is at 80. Scouting and stealth still need to go up. And haggling on Owen is all the way up to 100%, so that's pretty nice. And haggling on Gorath is up to 72. So pretty soon it'll, I mean, you could very easily get to a point where it doesn't matter who you have in your party, all your people are good at haggling. The Mordell warrior hadn't noticed them. It's anybody's guess whether he's out to kill us or etc., etc., etc. They agreed to attack. Locklear charged forward. Caught off guard, their opponents scrambled around helplessly before finally squaring off in a defensive position. Exploiting their momentary advantage, Locklear barked several quick commands and prepared to join the battle. Oh, goody. Alright, let's get off of those, get on to accuracy casting and defense. None of these are going up, though. Melee and defense. Melee and defense. Okay, well, we only have 2. Let's go nuts. Damage. Slide on over to him. Slide on over to him. Really? Okay. Boop. Boop. Alright, I think... Actually, you know what? Let's have some more fun. Get over here! And down he goes. Oh god, run away! Run away! Why did I think it was a good idea to take on 2 on 3? Why? This might hit Gorath and Locklear, but I'll take it. It killed him. The battle was won. It was just 1 point of damage anyway. Oh, and you singed my beard. That's very rude. Took me a very long time to grow it out like this. But Gorath, it looks like it's just pasted on. You shut your mouth. Let's see. Hey, some actual rations. I'll go ahead and take all of that. A lamprey. An okay whetstone. 6 gold coins. And some armor. And you have a crossbow. You have quite a few rations. Nice. Nope, no room. Okay. Let's see if there's anything interesting down here. As it gets dark. Is that a chest? Yes, it is. Scent of Sarag. Alright, it's a Mordell wordlock chest. Up and down they go, but never move. Terrise. 6 letters. T-R... S... A... Up and down they go, but never move. I'm not sure. I'm just going to look it up. This one would be... yeah. Alright. That is stairs. Maybe I had to look at some of the more letters. Probably not. I'd have gotten it eventually, but... It really does help to just slide the letters around and see some... Ooh. Let's take those first. Not enough room. Alright, you can take it. Let's take this first. I'm requesting that as many Moradel soldiers as possible be moved into position into the town of Tenurs immediately. We are anticipating the arrival of Gorath and have orders to kill him. Make certain he dies if he attempts to move down the eastern roads. Narab. Well, I think we've already taken care of all of your attempts to kill him. Okay, so we are completely full up on items again. Kinda as you expect. Let's go ahead and camp. Get some of that health and stamina back, and no accuracy or casting, unfortunately. Did not get any stats out of that fight at all, and I'm sorely disappointed by that. Let's actually get you onto Armorcraft for the moment. Go ahead and spend a moment improving everything. 16, 18. Let's use this one. Didn't pick up any other swords. She kind of tempted to, like, turn this into poison. You know what? Let's just turn all of these into poisoned arrows. Oh, there we go. Automatically merged them. And I'll turn all these into poisoned arrows as well. It looks like they just do extra damage as opposed to anything else. That will free up that spot. Give those back to you. Actually, give that to you. Alright, let me go ahead and leave that on the ground. Take that back. Actually, let's not take that back yet. Any of these better than what he's wearing? No. Alright. Let's improve that. So I can give that to you. Give that to you. Okay, so we've used up some items in order to free up some space. That's always good. Just max out our stuff there. So that's 96 quality, which will be pretty nice. And, right, you need some bolts back. Let's give you that stack back. Okay, that will do. That's some good work. We'll need to sell these things. This pathway up here would lead to the northern path, and we don't really want to do that. Let's get back on the road. And we don't really need to pay much attention to where we're going. Let's go back to that farmhouse where no one was about, because I believe that is the building that they were talking about, that the High Priestess was talking about, where that person was. So let's go talk to them, let them know that the road is clear. I guess we'll camp as well. Knock, knock. The door swung open. "Good day to you, fine sirs," said the man at the door. "My name is Franklin Hurley. How can I be of service to you?" Locklear cleared his throat. "We were told at the Temple of SIlban that you might want to see us." "You have spoken to the priestesses?" he asked incredulously. "I wish to speak with them of next year's crops, but 3 howling idiots wouldn't allow me to pass." You won't be having any more trouble with those 3. Just make sure you step over the bodies. There's some blood around. You might get it on your boots if you're not careful." Franklin excitedly retreated into his house and returned a moment later with a pouch of coins that he demanded they take as a reward. Oh, all right. You don't have to demand. You can just offer. Locklear tried to turn the money down, but the man insisted. Locklear. Seriously. They thanked him for his kindness and generosity, and they left. That is... How much money did we get out of that? 60 gold, apparently. So that's pretty nice. Alright, next up, I think we want to get down to Tenurs again. I think there might be something else that we can do there. I don't think I already did it, but we'll find out. It is something to do with Egli. Which one was the... Well, you know what, let's visit the shop first. See if there's anything that we want to sell. Hamel's Pawn. Let's get on to haggling. I already did all the weapon craft and armor craft that I need to. I don't know if it does anything, but I'll put you on haggling as well. Okay, first of all, will you take these? No. Will you take this? No. Well, you should take that. 3 sovereigns and 3 royals, I'll accept that. No, dang it. Stupid pawn shop. Buy my stuff that I don't care about. Grumble, grumble. I think I saw a new comment there. Something about tears in his eyes. You mean you'll pay that much? The shopkeeper gushed. Why, that will be fine. I'm taking quite a loss, of course, but it's good for business. Should check to see how many keys I have. Should be fine, though. It's does look like a good price on a armorer's hammer. 17? Yeah, that'd be pretty good. That's a lot of money for lockpicks. You could definitely spend money on the practice loot for other people, but don't really need to. 1 gold, 8 silver. Seems an okay price. Alright, that's good. Gorath's haggling ability has increased. Only his, though. Up to 73. Okay. So I think we might be able to do something here. Let me see what that is. Might need to go back up to the Temple of SIlban. Just for good measure, I'll get you guys back on scouting and stealth. That's private residence. Yeah, that's the tavern. So we can do the inn there. Only for our own amusement. A sleepy man glared at them. Locklear couldn't help but feel the man was sizing them up in some way, but he seemed harmless enough, so they thought nothing else of it. 5 sovereigns. Daylight arrived. His eyes rimmed red and his stomach turning. Locklear stumbled down the steps to find the inn's nightmaster. Angrily, he pounded on the counter. Yes, the man said, glaring at Locklear. What is it? One of your patrons last night must have had some kind of sickness. I've been emptying my guts in your bedpans all morning. The nightmaster looked unsympathetic. I shall have to see they are cleaned out. Glancing down at his guest book, he ran his finger down the names. I still seem to have a space available this evening. Shall you be staying again? No. Locklear frowned. Another time, Nightmaster. This does not seem, like, relevant. Okay, so, no. Maybe I do need to go back up and talk to the priestess at SIlban again. Alright. Back on the road. Let's go. Now that that Hurley fellow was able to get there, that might have changed some things. Doesn't say that this has to be done after that point, but I do not know. Alright, let's go ahead and rest again. Just so that it's bright out. One of the problems with recording in winter is that there's a lot of extra glare on my screens. It's kind of frustrating. Why can't it just be cloudy and overcast all the time? Alright, take us off the road. I love how the bodies just stay there forever. The messenger went to find the High Priestess. In a few moments, a tall, proud-looking woman limped from under one of the arches, her long gray hair hanging lank around her face as a plump woman trundled at her side for support. When Locklear hailed them, the shorter woman wheeled angrily. The High Priestess has been through a terrible ceremony, she snapped. She has no time for... Belandra. The High Priestess jerked her arm from her assistant's grasp, silencing her with a cold stare. I am neither so old nor so ill in the goddess's favor that I cannot spare a moment to speak with these gentlemen. If you were to remember the spirit of our catechisms more often than their letter, I think you might replace me someday. Our place is in service to both the Earth Mother and those who worship her. Remember. Locklear bowed his head. That is very gracious of you, High Priestess, but if another time would be more convenient. The old woman chuckled darkly. Speak, noble one. Sensing that brevity was in his best interest, he quickly related the things Devon had told him during their visit to the Stranger Tavern in Egley. When at last he had finished,
A grave expression was on the High Priestess's face. "There is no curse upon the town, whatever this man Devon may have told you. But we share fault in this. The ritual of the festival never was intended like this. And now it has brought shame on this temple and misery upon our faithful of Egli. Nevermore shall there be a festival."
Alondra gasped.
"High Priestess, the festival!"
It should be capitalized.
"Silence, child," she said, turning her glare on Locklear. "I will also see this collector brought to justice. If you can find him, send him to us with word that we have a reward to give him. I will see you very well remunerated for your efforts. Goddess blessing on you."
Turning, the High Priestess moved across the courtyard, followed quickly after by her plump assistant. Okay. Sounds good to me. That said, might want to sell some things. Whoops. Could also just use all those. Let's see, where can I sell things quickly? I suppose... we can go to that isolated shop. We can sell some things there. Not a whole lot, but... well, I suppose I could just run down to Questor's View after that, too. That would work. I dislike that you have to pick and choose the towns you go to for shops. Just let me sell anything anywhere kind of thing. How are we doing on rations anyway? We can get some more. Okay, let's go ahead and sell... actually, yeah, 96 is fine. Sell that. You're not going to take this, are you? Nope. You have no use for such an item there as well. Alright. Well... let's haggle. I'll accept that. Should get onto haggling just in case. I did notice one time that this was 3 gold, 5 silver, and rather than 7 gold, this was actually 7 gold, 1 silver. So clearly what it was doing was 3 gold, 5 point something silver, rounding down here, but rounding up here. So that would have certainly been a case where you would have wanted to buy 2 packs of 7 rations just to save the 1 silver coin. So that is something to keep in mind if you're playing yourself and doing the haggling. That's probably only going to do something with the rations, though. I suppose it... I mean, obviously it'll work with anything where you've got the different quantities, but there usually aren't multiple things of adventuring unless you've sold some. Or multiple whetstones or something like that. Let's keep haggling. I did notice back at the... well, I guess actually it was this place, wasn't it? Yeah, this would always go down to like a minimum of 44, so that seemed to be the cheapest you could get it here. Hurleys. Wasn't the other guy's name Hurley as well? Which one was it? 28 on this map. Franklin Hurley. Yeah, they're probably related. Locklear's haggling ability has increased. Excellent. Alright, let's get back out here. Take our road down here. And pop in here. There we go. Okay, yeah, they'll take the Mordhell Lamprey. 8 sovereigns, 8 royals. That's pretty good. You take that? Yes, you will. How much for these? 11 sovereigns. I think I'll keep them. They do a little bit extra damage, so why not? Anything else that I want to do? I don't think there's anything that I want to buy. So I'll go ahead and haggle off screen. When we come back, I will be outside Tanur's. I'll just run back there. And we'll go ahead and see if we can bring the Collector to justice. Probably need to head back up to the Temple of SIlban to do that, but that's fine. I'm going to want to double check to see about the spells that are available back at Sarth. I might want to buy them. Because I've got a fair bit of money now, but I also don't know what's going to be available in chests coming up and stuff like that. So, anyway, I will see you guys next time.